Believe it or not, I'm walking on air. I never thought I could feel so free. Flying away on a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not, it's just me.
Oh boy, now here is a first date movie. The notorious Mondo series Faces of Death all began in 1978. It is a collection of small vignettes, most of it claiming to be real stock footage depicting death and other violent sequences. Over the years, the film was supposedly banned in 40 countries, including the United Kingdom. Debate sparked shortly thereafter about whether some of the movie's most famous sequences were real, fake, or really fake. Actors of the film began to spring up over time, claiming their involvement of the film, and the writer and director himself even admitted which of the scenes had been faked, which ones hadn't, and how exactly they did fake certain sequences. But some of it is real. Very real. We're mostly going to be talking about the fake footage here, because I don't want to be the dickhead who makes fun of a cyclist who gets run over by a semi-truck. You may ask, why even touch upon Faces of Death to begin with? Isn't that a little dark, a little morbid? Oh yeah, it's a movie that features slaughterhouse footage, and I'm the asshole. Plus, this movie's incredibly easy to make fun of. Why? It's hosted by a guy named Francis B. Gröss. It's a Mondo movie that's so serious that its main character's name is a fucking joke. Plus, you know a movie's in trouble when its opening scene appears to be on life support. These doctors are lame. Mola Ram could have performed this surgery in 5 seconds. Not exactly sure what pouring vodka into the patient will do, but you're the doctor. Unlike the movie's lead, who I'm pretty sure is not actually a doctor. When the movie's opening credits get done playing Operation Hardcore style, we see Dr. Gröss coming out of Alex DeLarge's bedroom for some reason, and then he gives us the lowdown of what we're about to see.
Unfortunately, medical science cannot always have success.
Sure, when you're a patient of Dr. Giggles, maybe.
The moment death occurs, my expertise is called upon.
Thank you, nurse. See? This jar looks pretty dead.
I'm Dr. Francis Gröss.
Sure you are, actor Michael Carr.
And over the past 20 years, I've compiled a library of the many faces of death.
Dude, that does not make you a good doctor. That means that all of your patients have died. Maybe if he put his glasses on straight, the patients might live. But then Dr. Gröss starts getting a little deep on us.
Many years ago, I was plagued with a recurring dream.
What's worse than someone telling you about their dreams? A fictitious character telling you about his fake dreams. But it's never fun being a pallbearer, so maybe this dream was scary. How it goes is that the good doctor was so intrigued by his visions of death that he decided to take a camera crew with him to report different instances of death around the world. Meaning, we never see the doctor in the footage, we just hear him narrate it. That is, after this body is buried next to a power plant, it seems.
When families could not afford to pay the required rental fees on their loved ones' grave sites, the dead were exhumed, revealing that they had been mummified due to the rich minerals in the earth.
Not sure if Poltergeist needed this extra prologue, but whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sleepy too. I'm already crying fake. I'm not gonna believe any of this footage until the Piranhaconda turns up. Oh, there he is. Like any tasteless exploitation film from the 70s, while some of the human deaths are faked, most of the animal deaths, again, very real. Such as this chicken beheading that has the decency to play Old MacDonald Had a Farm. I don't know why the doctor needs this footage, unless he's putting it in the background of the tunnel scene from Willy Wonka. There's a part where a tribe makes booze out of a dead monkey, which looks like how the first Sambuca milkshake was made. And of course, there's dog fighting in a scene that probably gave Michael Vick a raging hard-on.
Viewing this whole process, I began to question my ability to survive under these same conditions.
That so, Doctor? You worried about turning into a chicken and then getting your head cut off? Is that another frequent dream of yours?
If necessity dictated that I become my own provider, I think I'd choose the life of a vegetarian.
Yeah, I can tell you're really sensitive to this subject matter, seeing how the next footage is of a fucking slaughterhouse. And the following scene has Sidney Pollack and his friends dining on the brains of a monkey that they have to hit with little mallets. This particular scene is faked by the director, but it really is the perfect restaurant if you and your friends are serial killers.
If I can get closer to God by eating brains, why not?
What? That's the most hipster thing ever spoken by a zombie. And one person doesn't even like it. Ha 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 ha! We just killed a monkey and the bitch doesn't even like it. So fucking funny.
The unparalleled beauty of the ocean is a unique wonder among nature. Life within this domain appears sheltered from man.
I know, right? Could it be because it's underwater? You can tell that these are real men because they need the day for night filter to hunt. Supposedly, a hunt is on for an uncaptured alligator that is terrorizing the community. And since Robert Forster is unavailable, they got this guy.
Mrs. Ellis, as well as several other area residents, are having problems with what they consider to be a menace. Mrs. Ellis, can you tell me about that problem?
Sure, this group of Mondo filmmakers keep trying to fake a bunch of footage in our town.
Yes, I'm very concerned. We've got a big alligator out there in that lake, and I'm really worried about it.
Ooh, I wasn't prepared for this movie to capture the death of acting.
Where's he located
He's
at?
over there in those weeds.
Right over here?
Yes, sir?
How large is he?
Oh, he's got to be at least 15 feet.
Thank you very much for the call. Let's take a look right over here, okay, Joe?
The only way this acting could be worse is if they were hunting gums. I like how the reporter wants to say something, but he remembers he's not a real reporter. Tragedy does strike when the sheriff throws himself into the water and the video turns all found footagey to mask the fact that it's bullshit. Yeah, that's pretty bad, but not as bad as this. Though at least the scene in Brutes and Savages was highly chlorinated.
His mutilated body represented a violent retaliation from a creature which has suffered continual abuse from mankind.
Layman's terms, Doctor. He was eaten by a fucking alligator.
James Earl Ray, Lee Harvey Oswald, Sirhan Sirhan.
Yes, I know this one. Name 3 tasteless things to put in a Mondo film. I don't know what those guys had to do with Orson Welles, but whatever. Well, now they're just getting lazy with their effects. Those are clearly cantaloupes. Oh, I get it. It's a section about assassins.
When I kill, it is for business, not for political, not even social value.
I don't know why he's got the mask on. I can clearly tell it's the guy from Delocated. Sometimes the words of Dr. Gröss seem so simple, it's like he pulled them out of his ass. Like this sequence of a standoff where a man kills his entire family and is shot by the cops.
Is our society to blame? Perhaps there's a Mike Lawrence in each of us, ready to explode when the time is right.
You heard the doctor. We're all gonna kill our families. Oh hey, I'm surprised it's taken us this long to get to the morgue. The movie died hours ago.
24 hours a day, its doors must remain open, for death has no time schedule.
Except for Sundays. That's Mad Men night.
As I walked around the area, I was reminded of words written by the late Luther Easton.
They're picking up the prisoners and putting them in a pen, and all she wants to do is dance.
I'm not really sure why these words came to me.
Because you're not a real fucking doctor! And I question this guy's position too, because he's clearly just playing Yar's revenge.
With a preservatory fluid injected, the cadaver is then refrigerated in an environment of 42 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yes, you can store dead bodies and keep your fish sticks nice and fresh. It's a win-win.
I asked Dr. Noguchi how he views his own death. He replied that for him, life on this planet is a transitory stop.
Really? Show me the footage of you asking him that, and him answering you, because I don't believe a fucking word you're telling me. Oh, I see that you're busy, though. You have to do some reporting on the death penalty.
After the doctor attached the stethoscope to the man's chest, the guard sealed the airtight door so that none of the deadly fumes would escape.
Oh, is that what that giant door is for? Thank you, Doctor. After seeing a visit to the gas chamber, the next is another faked sequence of a man getting fried in the electric chair. The preacher taunted him, and he smiled, said, "Come walk with me, come and walk 1 more mile." Don't worry about this guy. First he's got to help out some cops stuck in Precinct 13. And it wouldn't be a trip to the electric chair without silly music. This is what happens when your chair is funded by the electric company.
Even though he had committed an inexcusable crime, I began to wonder if 2 wrongs really make a right.
Oh yeah, you're so conflicted? Then why the hell are you still playing the silly music? It's okay, because getting killed in the electric chair basically means they give you an Alka-Seltzer and break a ketchup bottle over your head. I can tell this really disturbs the doctor, since this image was used as the movie's poster. It's really not that hard to do. Check it out. Oh, forgot the ketchup. Oh, good one, movie. You just woke up the baby. And just in time to talk about cults.
They believe that the power of everlasting life was found in the internal organs of the dead.
Well, that explains why Jeffrey Dahmer is still alive.
As he explained his beliefs and methods, I realized I was dealing with a maniac.
It's a cult centered around cannibalism, and you're just now figuring that out? Manos, god of primal darkness, as thou hast decreed, so have I done. The hands of fate have doomed this man. Thy will is done. At least Crispin Glover seems to be having a good time here.
Even if they had found the answer to immortality, I felt a great sense of evil among the members of this group. From my viewpoint, they were dangerous individuals whose minds were controlled.
Then why don't you call the cops? I guess he's too busy documenting a group of snake handlers.
Later that day, a member of the congregation died of a snake bite.
Well, that'll happen, I guess. Dr. Gröss then tells us a little bit about a man named Samuel Berkowitz, who actually did have himself frozen after death.
Imagine what it would be like to die in 1980 and wake up 100 years later.
I know exactly what it'll be like. Never mind the real stuff. Get back to the fake footage.
He's up there. All right, when did it happen? About 45 minutes ago. All right, let's go. Let's get him out of there.
Oh, good. The Royal Shakespeare Company is back. And this time their friend fell off a cliff.
After listening to these professionals, I grew to admire them.
Before this, I did not give a shit.
Inexperience is a major cause of death within the wilderness. Once a person enters an environment that is potentially unsafe, he increases the odds of getting seriously hurt.
Did you get that? If you don't know what you're doing, you may get hurt. It's amazing that the camera crew happens to be there before someone is killed.
Come on, Bear. Oh, this is great. This is great. Come on, Bear.
Uh-oh. Well, at least now I know where the missing Grizzly 2 footage went. Dr. Gröss is going to get a very stern email from Suzanne Nagy. Oh, is it time to talk about natural disasters now?
No matter how safe this may appear, we still have very little control.
It's lava! Does it really look safe to you?
If nature doesn't destroy the environment, it is very possible that the human being will.
Oh, I get it. This slaughterhouse footage movie is really an environmental message. And is it sad that all I'm thinking about is that I want those cans for my collection? By the way, it was nice of Dr. Gröss to travel back in time to bring us this World War II footage. I don't think this footage is fake. This footage, however... But please, Francis, give us some context.
Faced with continuous defeat, Hitler soon lost control not only of his army, but also of his mind. The threat of Nazism was soon erased.
What movie are you? A fake death film? An animal snuff film? A religious film? Or a World War II documentary? Oh, my mistake. It's a rat movie.
Common rat has preyed on man throughout the centuries.
2 words, rat people. Hey, we're getting a little behind the scenes footage. That's always good to see.
What was to be a routine stunt ended in disaster when a safety cable malfunctioned.
Oh, so in other words, worst blooper reel ever. I think he's fine. You can tell it's serious footage because they put it in slow motion.
An ironic conclusion to this tragedy is that months later, when the movie was released, the director decided to include this sequence in the picture.
And that movie was Faces of Death. The movie decides to end on answering life and death's biggest question of them all.
Throughout my studies of death, there was still one theory I had neglected: the concept of life after death.
I'll bet you have. Was that before or after you added silly music to the electric chair? They interview a man whose house is supposedly haunted by the ghosts of his dead wife and kid. But unfortunately, all they could pick up was Barbara Hershey getting ghost raped. And also some footprints, too, which look suspiciously like the one on the doctor's desk.
To discover a circle that forever repeats itself. The end of the beginning, or the beginning of the end.
What? No. I'm choosing end. End the movie now. And that's Faces of Death, and flowers, and pretty music. This movie just... Why? No, I get it. It's for the casual moviegoer who wished the Zapruder film were a full-length movie. And it has sequels too, plus a little something called The Worst of Faces of Death. At least that's honest. The sequels, however, did start using more and more real footage as they went on. And the film's writer and director John Allen Schwartz still continued control over the series. And he was also a writer for Automan. Yep, when he wasn't working with corpses, he was working with Desi Arnaz Jr. Now that's a career.
Oh my God!